In my previous video, I mentioned about planning and executing. I always have this plan in my head of what I'm going to do for the day for the workout. Drive to the gym, get there, and then somehow I feel that my plan fell short. I feel sometimes unsatisfied in what I accomplished. And maybe it's because not as much weight is being moved and more reps. And I've always been a person that sat in the range of RPE about 7 to 8. And I think maybe moving up to 8 to 9 is more beneficial in strength training, in building muscle, in improving how the body moves. And that's something that I'm going to tackle in the following weeks. I'm going to get better at recognizing how much more left I have in the tank, especially now that running will be placed on the back burner after my marathon, and I can really put my full focus on weight training for the time being. Like after that set of that 245, I really want to do another at least another set of the 245, or even maybe go higher, but my body just told me to finish it off with a 225. Going into deadlifts, I felt very stiff. I don't normally warm up with 95 pounds here, but I felt that it was needed to progress further. I think right now where I'm at, I'm kind of in a maintenance type of working out where I'll push myself here and there, but I won't risk any type of injury for numbers. And making sure every move feels fluid. I think that's the most important and vital part of weight training. Making sure everything moves, making sure there is enough resistance for you. And for this week, went up to 225, felt good. I've really been focusing on the eccentric motion of it, and really focused on making sure my core is engaged, making sure I pull the slack out of the bar before I lift. And the most important thing that I have to do for myself is improve grip strength on deadlifts. After 315, it just gets harder and harder to hold on to the bar. I mean, I've seen some videos of people pulling double overhand with ease, and I'm not sure if they have seen chalk on it, but to do that double overhand is very impressive, and that's something that I strive to implement in my training regime. Another thing that I believe is the cause of me not hitting higher numbers is because I'm not doing enough volume. I'm not doing enough volume and at a frequency that promotes stronger muscles. I tend to do 3 sets of 10 and then maybe 1 set of 4 or so. And I've never really gotten back to doing 5x5s or doing more sets of my lifts. And I know back then I used to do a lot more reps in terms of total volume, and I think going back to that training method, or at least implementing it, integrating it into what I have now, I think that could potentially move my weight up. So I mean, right now I'm kind of getting slow on the squats. It feels like I feel like my butt comes up higher before my upper body, and my upper body is not braced enough to handle the lift. I know your whole spine should be pretty much aligned, and then like I know when it's too heavy when my butt tries to go higher than where the bar is situated. So I really have to be careful with that and add in more volume. I think adding in more volume will really help my mobility and also my strength when it comes to the squat. This week I had a 8-mile run. I had to do it on the treadmill, which wasn't too bad. I ended up doing about right under 9 minutes a mile for the 8-mile. It felt good. My next week's run will be 8 miles as well. And leading into the marathon, really will have to hold off on any runs over 5 miles. So that's it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.